Hey everybody, Eagle Run 23 here. So this big box came in and it says it weighs 19 pounds. And my children said something very horrifying to me. They said, "Oh, it's more ammo." And then later in the afternoon, my daughter said, "Oh, did you see a box of ammo came for you?" Oh my goodness. Let's talk about that. So in the box was not ammo. It was some pre-emergent that I ordered in. And it just reminded me that my children are definitely the weakest link. And we have talked many times about what to say and how to address things when it comes to guns and ammunition. I think being concerned about that is definitely something to think about because if your children are talking at school and someone says something about guns, because kids talk about things, I don't want my children saying, "Oh, my dad has guns," or "Oh, my dad has ammo." And this first came about when this was 5 or 6 years ago. My daughter was in preschool, and so she was running errands with me pretty much on the regular. She went with me on an errand, and one of my regular stops is at a coin dealer down the road. And I'm buying some gold or some silver or something. And every time I would go in there, they would give my daughter a little, like a 50-cent piece or some interesting coin. Sometimes she got like a $1 coin, like those Sacagawea coins. They would always give her something because I would come in every couple weeks or once a month and buy some gold or silver. And so when she saw some silver on my desk, she said, "Hey, when are we going to go back? Because I want another coin." And that was the first moment when I realized that I don't want my children to know that I have any of those things because they're little, and we had to put in place something. So I'm going to tell you what I have in place with my children, and maybe it's something you need to implement with yours. Some of your children are probably older, and it's not that big of a deal. You can pretty much tell them, but I have to kind of trick mine because they're younger. Anytime someone asks them about guns, I always kind of quiz them. This has been going on for the last little bit. And I think when that box came in, they were just, maybe they had their guard down a little bit, but it definitely reminded me that I need to re-up my security of loose lips around the house. So in this case, it was good for me to use that because it was not ammo. And so I was like, I never get ammo in the mail. So anyway, what we tell our kids to say is if someone is talking about guns or if someone asks someone if they have guns or bullets, we always tell them to say that I don't want to talk about guns or I don't want to talk about bullets. And I've actually witnessed this coming up with kids playing on the playground. And I was able to overhear my daughter say that that I didn't want to talk about guns. And I thought that was pretty cool. I don't want to leave the wrong impression that I don't talk about these things with my kids. We definitely do discuss them, but I also am trying to put in place something that would kind of keep them from just openly discussing about it, because I do think some of us need to be scared. Scared is the wrong word. Some of us need to be fearful of like what is happening at school, and it could be that teachers are inquiring, or other adults are inquiring about maybe something that you have in your home, and I don't want my children to be a part of that conversation, or also to be, the loose lip that sunk the ship. So kind of a difficult thing to think about, but I'm super interested in what you guys have to say about that. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe there's something I need to implement, or something we can share in the comments. So I'll be anxious to check out down there and see what you guys have to say about that. Okay, next topic. We're gonna talk about ammunition storage here coming up, but I did a video on what I was gonna be planting. I hope that you're planning on planting a garden. If you don't know anything about it, there's tons of resources on YouTube. I'm not going to make a ton of garden videos. I will every now and then and just kind of update you. Those videos don't do very well, and so if you're interested, let me know and we'll do it. But got a couple different kinds of broccoli, some lettuces. I've enjoyed lettuces last year We always do lots of peppers. I have a bunch more peppers, but these are some new ones. We love tomatoes. Got some nice, oh, there's another lettuce. Lettuce, and some cucumbers. Those are always a big hit. We try to only grow things that we eat as a family. I'm also trying out these pots this year. I've never done this before, but these are the ones that they degrade and fall apart, so you don't have to transplant your little seed starts. So I start most everything from seed. I do buy a few things at the Home Depot or whatever to supplement maybe if seeds didn't turn out very well, but make sure you have seeds and make sure you got a little garden going. Even if you're just doing a couple of things on the porch, the patio, you're in an apartment, you don't have property, whatever the case is, you can still grow things. And it's a good skill to have just to practice. Some of you know I'm a Texas Master Gardener. I love gardening and all the stuff about it. So I'll definitely share more about that if you guys are interested. So let me know in the comments if you're interested. All right, let's talk about ammunition storage. Okay, so because we've done several videos about about ammo and prices and storing ammo and things like that, I think it's important that we discuss maybe how I store my ammo. I'd be interested in how you guys do. If you guys see something I'm doing wrong, let me know. Oh, this reminds me. This caused a lot of controversy in the other video. So this is from that American Marksman company, and this striker right here, this 5.56, I know these are not green tips, but on their website it says that the striker 5.56 62 FMJ, it says that it is an M855 clone. So I'm not crazy. You can go to American Marksman website and look that up. When I said that in the video, a lot of people, I had a couple comments that were like, delete your account, you don't know anything about guns. Like, okay. I'm just reading what the website said. It says it's M855. I usually, if I'm in a rush like I was here, I usually just cut this out. And then if it's a box that is being refed with the same stuff, then I'll mark on them like permanently. I also have several of my boxes just have tape on them that temporarily, if it's something that's being run through and it could be something else that's going back in it, even switching calibers or whatever. But this is loose packed. And these are these Plano ammo cans. I think they're like $6 or $8. Good investment. I know they're expensive. I have a bunch of them, but they have this gasket, and moisture is your #1 enemy. If you were to Google how long does ammo last, a lot of the general consensus is it's definitely good for 10 years. I have shot ammo that is older than 10 years. When I was in high school, my dad had ammo that was old. I think he said at the time it was 20 or 30 years old. We shot some of those shotgun shells and they were fine. And then 20 years later, we came across some of those more shotgun shells from that batch, and we shot them. At that time, they would have been like 60 years old, and we shot those shotgun shells, had no problem with them. They were not stored properly, and they were older technology, powder. They say the powder today is much more stable and lasts longer. So if it's not too hot, which no one really gives a temperature degree, but I mean, don't store it next to the furnace. Don't probably store it in your garage. Depending on your climate, you could probably store it in your garage. Or in an ammo can, and you're not seeing extreme temperatures, they're going to be fine. They're going to last for a long time. The general consensus is they could outlast your lifetime if they're stored properly. So some of them I do loose pack like that. Let's see how this one is stored. I haven't opened any of these up here. Oh, so these are just stored in the boxes they came in. I don't know. I can't say that I don't typically do that. This is not my preferred method, mostly because you can't get quite as much in there, especially if you've got like these happen to fit very nicely in the box with not a lot of wasted space, but the 50 round boxes of 9mm don't fit very well in here. I'll see if I can grab one and show you what they look like. So this is stored in the boxes. That's fine. And let's see, this is 7.62 by 39. Oh, well, in this one, I threw a mag in there. It's a junky off-brand Tapco mag. Okay, well, I don't know why I did that. Must have had a good reason at the time. So hollow point 762 by 39. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this stuff is going to store just the same as everything else. Steel case is what I'm talking about. Being steel, you have more of a possibility of rust, but they're varnished, so they should be protected. Don't get them wet, you know, and they'll be fine. These have seals on them. They're great. I'm never going to get that back in there, am I? Those have seals. You want to make sure that they're not bulging. This one looks like it's bulging a little bit. I think I'm just going to ditch this. I don't need that in there anyway. So you want to make sure that they're not bulging, because you want to make sure that rubber gasket is making contact all the way through. I've seen a couple of examples where because it's so tight that it actually is popping up in the middle, and so there's a gap. So you want to make sure that rubber gasket is in good shape. So highly recommend the Planos. There's no reason those won't last. I mean, they say 10 years, but 10 years isn't that long. There's no reason they won't last for 20 or 30 years, let's say. We all have examples and stories of ammo that has lasted and has been fine for a long time. So the only word of caution I have for you on that is, right now with ammo being weird, be aware, most of the stuff you're buying is going to be made super fresh, but be aware of that random person at the gun show that drug out, you know, their 20-year-old ammo and they're selling it for today's prices because they're 10x on their profit margin. So don't buy old ammo, just as a general rule. They don't have dates on them a lot of times. Let me see if, like, do these have a date on them? I don't even look at this stuff. Yeah, they don't have a date on them, like a manufactured date. So you don't really even know how old it is when you get it. But yeah, keep them dry, keep them cool, and they'll last a while. I'm gonna go grab a couple of more containers to show you. So I just used some painter's tape on these. Remember, painter's tape is temporary, so don't expect this to still be on there if you leave that for a couple of years. Oh, and here's an example. So here's an example of the 50 round boxes. When these go in there, they don't fit as nicely. So I could get more ammo in this box if it mattered by taking them out of the box. But in this case, I like to leave these because I like to grab this and just take, like, you know, a couple of boxes when I'm going to the range. Won't be going to the range very much here, so that may not matter. Everyone knows these 50 cal boxes. These are good and they work fine. They're very heavy because they're bigger. I think these are closer to the 30 cal size boxes, but these 50 ones, they're great, and you got to check the seals out on them to make sure that they're still good, because a lot of them on the surplus market are pretty worn out. So you can buy these seals. I've even seen them on Amazon. I don't know if they have them on there nowadays, but I've seen them on Amazon. You can peel that seal out and put a new one in. It's also not a bad idea if you want to hit it with maybe some WD-40 or something, if you feel like you want to clean it off, just to make sure it's staying lubed. But here are some boxes that I have in a 50 cal can. Normally in the 50 cal cans, I do loose pack, but I guess I didn't do that in this one. So this one's also temporarily marked with painter's tape. This is a box that I rotate through. It's on the top. So anyway, I hope that helps you out with some storage options. I like these Planos. They're pretty cool. Sometimes at Walmart, they have these where they're blowing them out. I think I bought maybe like 6 or 8 of them one time, and they were like $4 a piece. So if you find a deal on them, grab some extras. I don't think I have any extra empty ones right now. I don't see any empty ones. These are lockable, and in some states it matters that they're locked. So these do have that little, you could put a lock on there. These are not lockable, as far as I know. Maybe they are. I haven't seen a lock for those. There's not a current way to lock it. So I find that kind of interesting. I hope you guys do too. Let me know if you think I'm doing something wrong. I know you will. You guys are great in the comments, calling me out on my mistakes. So that's awesome. Anyway, Eagle Run 2-3. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.